Live look at America becoming great again. Leave the ladder there, bro. We're in for the long haul. Oh yeah, that's right. And we can tell you right now where this sign is going. Just go ahead and get them letters ready. Put the numbers away. Go ahead and get them letters ready. And speaking of blame and accountability, y'all seen the red hats around the pumps? I ain't seen the red hats around they really need to sign their work. Time to create Trump gas pump stickers. I did that. Hey, Maga. No, y'all did this. No, I just want you to come admire your work. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and this is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
But Donald J. Trump saved the world from real chaos.
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
We would be held hostage in perpetuity by this terrorist regime.
You know what? I'm gonna have to be quick on this one. Yeah, I gotta fill up. Now, them prices changing in real time.
Reese Waters is in the house, y'all, bringing truth like a true social rap shepherd. What? Weathered all the storms, yeah. He's the bridge over trouble. Waters.
If only there was a way to determine who was responsible. You know, if only there was like some visual representation for blame. And yes, Trump, that is the downside to slapping your name and face on everything. Accountability. You should have learned that with the Trump phones. But, yeah, you can't unhook this connection.
I hate this stupid phone I got.
There is a gas station in Texas that lowered its gas below $2, and they did the math wrong. Now, the owner of this gas station is a huge Maga. Huge Maga. He was losing money on his gas. That's how much he wanted to support Taco. And they did the math wrong. He thought it would cost him like $4,000 or $5,000. $300,000. Now he has to file for bankruptcy. $300,000. He was losing so much money on gas because he could claim that he had gas below $2 a gallon that it's now bankrupting because his accountant, who's his wife, did the math wrong, and it's cost him over $300,000. You can't make this shit up how ignorant these people are.
You remember that gas station owner who apparently took Trump's bankruptcies as a personal challenge? Well, guess what? He wasn't alone. You know what? That is a good question. Why did you delete this, Tom Tiffany? Come on. At the very least, you could use it to capture a moment in time. You know, before America became great again. Live look at America becoming great again. Leave the ladder there, bro. We're in for the long haul. Oh yeah, that's right. And we can tell you right now where this sign is going. Just go ahead and get them letters ready. Put the numbers away. Go ahead and get them letters ready. And speaking of blame and accountability, y'all seen the red hats around the pumps? I ain't seen the red hats around they really need to sign their work. Time to create Trump gas pump stickers. I did that. Hey, Maga. No, y'all did this. No, I just want you to come admire your work. I just want you to come admire your work. That's all.
What? When we take America back, when these suckers don't even support us.
Let me guess. He had y'all at Just Walk, huh? He had, just walk. I didn't hate this far to be doing physical exercise. Ain't no way. I don't play about my pickup. My dog, I don't care what you do to my kids, especially the women, my wife, I don't care, my neighbors, all the colored folks in town, I don't care about none of that. LGBTQ, I don't care. Don't mess with my dog and don't mess with my pickup. New Uncut, Derek, a 3-time Trump supporter, is voting blue this year. Mr. President, gas is still $3 plus a gallon, higher than under Biden. Nothing's changed.
This is to Mr. Trump, Mr. President. Help us out. It's been almost 6 months and you still ain't bringing gas prices down, Trump. Why? Why ain't you drilling? Drill, baby, drill. It's $3 a gallon. Yeah, gas is $3 a gallon. Yes. Mr. Trump, I thought you were going to try to help us out. But promises you made, promises you're not keeping. Yes, Trump, please hear our cry. I've supported you 3 times. I voted 3 times in 3, 6, 9 years, Trump. Please, Mr. Trump, help us out. We need it. We cannot afford to pay $3. Gas is higher now than it was when Joe Biden was in office, Mr. President. Come on, get it together. Help us out. Yes, we need help. Joe Biden should have ran again.
Joe Biden should have ran again. Basically, Trump, he's saying that no president would have been better than what you're doing. That's pretty much what that means. The fundamental difference of opinion that we have, Maga, when it comes to this issue is you are acting as if he's stood on business, answered his campaign promises, and been accountable with respect to anything else. It's that part. It's that what message haven't you received? It needed to be gas. U.S. gas prices spiking. National average jumped 11 cents overnight to $3.11 a gallon. Biggest one-day hike since March 2022. Fueled by escalating incompetence. Even the loyalists have had enough. Well, y'all voted for this, right? Gas at $3.20 and diesel at $4. Protecting PDFs is getting expensive. Well, you do what you have to do to usher in, what was that Trump said? The golden age of America? He did. The golden age of America. By that, I'm guessing that was the name or whatever, a little play or a little dance they was doing at Mar-a-Lago with the dog face masks. What's your favorite part of the golden age? War, job losses, manufacturing losses, gas hikes, Epstein cover-up, record high food, farm bailout, Trump tariffs, Medicaid cuts, record debt, loss of tourism, being hated worldwide, the ballroom, mass corruption.
So we have a negative number for February non-farm payrolls, a loss of 92,000 jobs. You can see the market reacting. We are also seeing the unemployment rate tick up to 4.4%. A loss of factory jobs of 12,000. Government jobs, a loss of 6,000. Private sector jobs, a loss of 86,000. Average hourly earnings up 3.8%, which is better than expected. But obviously the headline here is what we're seeing within the report. We also got a negative read on January retail sales, 0.2% to the downside. But I do want to say again, it is the jobs report. We're also seeing here again, the U6, the unemployment rate that came in at 7.9%. Labor force participation, 62%. Again, all of these numbers, to be clear here, are the opposite of the estimates that we got.
That's tough. gun to head, I'm going to go with loss of tourism. Gun to head, I'm going to go with loss of tourism. Just because, I can move around D.C. and the mall and things. But, man, that's tough. That's tough. But, since the prices for fuel is up, that means even flying is down, driving is down. So, foreigners and internationals won't be subjected to us neither. So I'm sure they probably love it. MAGA man thinks he could call ICE on street musician while on vacation in Mexico. This is Mexico. You don't make the rules here. Go back to your country. Bruh, you really went to Mexico and threatened to call. Just imagine the audacity to go to a foreign country and threaten to call. Because I be getting mad when people have stereotypes of Americans, and then you read MAGA man threatens to call ICE on somebody in Mexico. You know what they should do? They should have all of the authorities in foreign countries just wear ICE uniforms. That where Americans just get handled by ICE on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Really just co-opt that name. Do it like they did woke. If I was international, I would just snatch ICE. And anytime we had to deal with Americans, that's what we would be called.
I learned this in America. Get out of our country, fucking gringos! I learned that one.
So when you gonna go back to your country? This is my country.
I would do you one better. Since he wants to claim possession and ownership of the country by virtue of trying to eject their own students, they should make him stay there. They should make him stay there with everybody knowing what he did. He would fix his attitude within 30 days. I guarantee you he would fix his attitude. All you need is that separation from Fox News. That's all you need. Fox News not going to save you, MAGAs.
Until people can wrap their heads around that, I just think about every time this happens and people start, the gas prices! My dad pulls out the ration coupon book from World War II and tells me how my granddaddy's Chevy dealership just went poof overnight. Didn't get it back. Lost his business. It just went goodbye because all of the auto manufacturing was redirected toward wartime manufacturing. So let's pull our trousers up, shall we? Taylor.
They pulling up trousers. Y'all out of bootstraps? Y'all out of bootstraps? Trump took all the bootstraps, so y'all pulling trousers now? You mean like this? Is this what you mean by pull your trousers up? Oh boy. I'm surprised Trump ever made it out of those pants. I really am surprised he ever made it out of those pants. Boy, MAGA, Fox News hates y'all, bro. Boy, they hate y'all. Why would you deal with somebody who treats you in such a way? I need to know. They keep you on nice edge, hating all of your neighbors, literally anybody who differs from you in any way, and refuses to hold any L, take any accountability, and told you pull your trousers up. Because they know you out of bootstraps. So during Biden, it was the people are suffering, gas prices keep going up, but now it's pull up your trousers. They giving her the Pam Bondi. Her rage-filled, belittling face. Hey, MAGA, this you? I will have no issue paying $1 more per gallon of gas to end 47 years of Iranian regime terror. That's a small contribution for freedom. I'm glad to make it. Now the before post from February 2024. I'm telling you right now, when gas prices spike again and the Democrats start with, oh, well, you know, there's a war going on with Iran, cut them off mid-sentence and state quite clearly, quit making war. Yeah, there's a lot where that came from. Y'all remember when I did that whole video about all the before posts from MAGAs about Iran? Let me know if y'all want to see that about gas. Oh, it's enough of them that I can do one just about gas. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all want to see that. But let me get this straight, MAGAs. So you get to just thrust us in the midst of a conflict, not a war. That was the worst wink. I look like one of those 90s movies where the little kids was trying to learn to wink. You get to thrust us in the middle of a conflict. Then, when the ramifications of said conflict come due, now it's a war. Have some sacrifice on behalf of the country. Y'all, wow. Y'all are wild. Y'all are wild. Now, all of a sudden, now your interpersonal relationships make sense. I totally get all the family building and lack thereof. I totally get it. Now, why would you be stressing me at a time like this? Okay, I just became a father. Okay, I know I stepped outside the marriage, but you need to sacrifice on behalf of the baby. Remember when the price of eggs required the ouster of Democrats from the White House? Yes, I do. The people that slap "I did this" stickers on gas pumps all over the country are now telling you to shut the F up and deal with it. And you know exactly where they got their marching orders from.
Yeah. You don't need $37 for your daughter. 2 or 3 is nice, but you don't need $37. So we're doing things right. We're running this country right.
In other words, MAGA, you don't need $37 worth of gas. You don't need that. Just $1 or $2 of gas is fine. You know what I mean? All you need is $1 or $2 of gas. You know what I mean? To get where you need to go. Then, you know, there's always bankruptcy.
It's hard when you don't have any weapons and you live in a police state. So Trump will try to shape what happens on the ground from the carriers, and I'm sure the CIA is going to be passing a lot of cash around. How does this affect the American people? Well, the market opened lower, and then it snapped back and closed about flat. Oil prices are up, gas prices at the pump, they're going to jump, and mortgage rates are already ticking up. So in the short term, you're going to see a little inflation. But if it's a successful operation, prices are going to go way, way down, and the stock market is going to rip. Russia's not going to have a supply of drones that they're using to just decimate Ukraine, so it's going to push them towards peace. And the Chinese aren't going to be able to suck up all that cheap sanctioned Iranian oil. And we'll have full control over the oil-rich Middle East. And then we can pivot to the Pacific and stare down Beijing. But until then, you just pray for the boys, you pray for the president, and hope everything goes well.
When will there be some relief for folks at the pump?
It's weeks, not months. And look, Iran has been an escalator of energy prices 47 years, the whole history of their regime. We've got a little bit of an interruption right now to finally put an end to their ability to wreak havoc, to kill Americans and to terrorize their neighbors.
I think we all know that when you have a kinetic conflict like this, whether you want to call it a war or not, we are putting energy, resources, money into this. It is going to take a little bit of sacrifice on the part of Americans. There is a political component to this. We have the midterms coming up. The Democrats have tried to make it about affordability. That will certainly play into that. But I think the average American in my district understands the need that we decapitate this terrorist regime and make sure it never grows ahead again.
So let me get this straight. So we're being asked to sacrifice so that oil and gas companies can secure energy dominance. Now, when there has been anyone who's dominant in any industry, how has that affected prices? Has that Has that helped prices? Because you got us with the trickle down economics in the 80s, right? We just give the money to the rich people and then they gonna gorge themselves and drop crumbs all over the ground that you can eat right off the ground. You got us with that in the 80s. Now you are doing a corporate version of trickle down economics. So we supposed to deal with it so that they can secure their future bag, at which point they have dominance over the industry and charge us less. You know what I mean? Again, you pretend like everybody has the same 6-minute memory that y'all have. Like they treating everybody like we Trump. They treat me like I'm walking around with my pants up there. That's how they treat me. Now, I will give you one little bit of credit. At least y'all had the decency to use your own words in that explanation.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers.
We may have to deal with that in the short term.
Short-term and temporary.
Temporary, short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain.
Short-term pain. We have to focus on the short term.
Short-term.
Short-term.
Short-term. Short-term and long-term.
Short-term.
Hopefully this is a short-term pain. Short-term is highly outweighed of the long-term benefits.
Some short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain.
In other words,
well, as I said before, when you have conflicts like this, you always have death.
I hope y'all got paid. I really do hope y'all got paid. And I mean that because this gas is expensive. So, hopefully you got more than gas money to just echo state-run media.
The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Oh, nah. I know that ain't what I think it is. I know that ain't what I think it is. No, I don't like the fearmonger. I don't like, but this really might be the end of times. This might be the end of times. The white horse of Revelation. Gas just hit nearly $8 a gallon, and people are asking how this is even real. A driver in Los Angeles filmed a station showing $7.81 for regular and almost $8 for premium.
Is that Dasta? Street diary. I just keep getting money that's inspiring. I bet $1 million on my head won't keep me.
I never wanted to be anywhere that bad. Honestly, I never wanted to be anywhere that bad. And I got 3 kids. If my wife said she was in labor and at the hospital and I was going to meet my wife and was running out of gas and they hit me with the 781, FaceTime. You know what I mean? We gonna FaceTime. We gonna FaceTime. Yeah. I don't care. If I was on my way to get my diploma and they were about to call my name, I would say, ain't no point in me getting the 781 gas. I'm gonna get the diploma and I might get myself a better job, but all that money is just gonna repay the loan for this gas, for this 781 gas. You know what I mean? I put myself in a lifetime hole with the 781 gas. And if you want to know what a lifelong hole looks like, imagine consuming right-wing media on a regular basis. They will put you in a hole for life. Breaking, Gavin Newsom is now facing massive pressure from his own residents and lawmakers after California gas prices could hit $8 per gallon. California is a disaster. That's right. That's right. It's the locals' fault now. I'm telling, boy, MAGAs, they hate y'all. They hate you so, I have never felt such disdain for anybody than right-wing media has for y'all. Honestly. And there's a reason why we do the Let Them Fight. And typically we talk about two people arguing and going back and forth, but just the destruction and violence that they cause to the synapses of their viewers and people who consume their content is, quite frankly, too violent for this channel. It really is too much for this channel. President Trump addresses rising gas prices in the wake of Iran war. We had it very low, but I had to take this little detour if it's okay with everybody. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Because y'all the same people who came up with the weave because you couldn't stay on topic in the middle of a conversation. You want us to trust you to take a little detour in a war when you can't be trusted to complete a conversation. Can't do it. Can't do it. So he's using your tax dollars to protect oil tankers from attacks in the Strait of Hormuz, which will cause gas prices to go up because he started a war using your tax dollars. And if there's one thing he would know, it's using other people's money. He started doing that. He's been doing that since birth, using other people's money. Ain't that right? CNN's Dana Bash. I asked Trump about rising gas prices. He said, that's all right. It'll be short term. It'll go way down very quickly. I said, they're pretty high now. He said, no, they're not. I'm not going to argue with the man. Maga, I'm not going to argue with the man. I'm not going to argue with the man. They not high. No, I know y'all cry. Yeah, I see you broke down over there. No, they not high. He said they not high. Yeah. So, good luck with that. Food's not high neither. That's what he said. Nor is healthcare. Golden age of America. Oh, but wait. There's more. Trump on gas prices. If they rise, they rise. I said right-wing media hated y'all. Not nearly as much as Trump does. If you're a proponent of this war, that's your call, but you aren't helping anything, least of all our chances in the midterms, by pretending this is good messaging. Most Americans care much more about gas prices than Iran, and justifiably so. Face that fact or get crushed. And that was from y'all. That was from Matt Walsh. That was from y'all. I'll be honest, Matt, that messaging works for me. It definitely works. If they go up, they go up. That works for me. That's almost as bad as the affordability hoax, after which he had to go on a whole tour because that was so badly handled. So I can't imagine how this is going to go. Although this would look bad if you did a whole tour of the country about gas prices, because you'd be burning up a lot of gas in the process of doing that. So we'll see. We'll see. One thing that at the very least we can trust is that based on how this administration has operated up to this point, we can at least trust that in the future, they will have the Americans' best interests at heart. And we can trust when they say that prices will come down by virtue of completing this mission. Are those oil depots on fire in Tehran?
نابود کرد. خیلی آدرنالین بیشتر میخواد.
That's his whole administration, is it not? Yeah, that's this whole administration right there. Yeah. No better example of America present day than this right here. And that 781 gas. See, some combination of those two. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Y'all hear that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
It's the unraveling of the Maga coalition. And this month, we letting them fight. So look out for all of that merch hitting thepeoplesgetup.com. Now, this time around, I come to you in the spirit of Unsung. Y'all remember that show on TV One about all the groups that didn't get their just desserts? They were really scraping the barrel by the end of that show. I think they made one on me. My work in the shower. I be singing in the shower. I go by Rishis Watterson. And I got Rishis Watterson. Look out for Rishis Watterson. I think it's season 24. I'm on there.
La-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-dum. La-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-dum.
Now, last time I sat here, I gave a shout out to all the people whose hard work makes this channel go. But I also want to give a shout out to the research squad. Did you know we have a research squad? Shout out to all of you guys. And if you would like to be a part of it, hit me up at admin@reesewaters.com. But I also want to shout out you, all the people whose actions help propel this channel onto the screens and into the laps of so many people all across America. The people that watch the video all the way to the end, the people that hit the like button, the ones that hit the side of the screen during the premiere, the people that share the videos, all the subscribers, all the members, the people who write comments, and the people that engage with other people in the comment section, as well as the people that follow me on all of my other socials. I'm at Reese Waters on just about everything. There are so many people whose efforts I appreciate that I may not have an opportunity to thank. And just because I haven't already doesn't mean I won't. That goes for you too, Hanukkah Claus. I remember. Greetings to Reese Waters and the Mod Squad and Collected Fam. It's me, Top Cop, aka Hanukkah Claus, the chubby elf of Hanukkah with his reindeer, Nala. She's of the culture, sending out holiday greetings and drinking from the glory of my FAFO mug and adorned in my Who Raised Y'all festive tea. It's an honor to tell all who ask regarding these gifts about the good works this channel does, and I know will continue to do. Love to all of you. And right back at you. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate the support, love, and just the time that you guys shower onto this particular channel. And I chose Unsung because coming out of the White House Black History Month with the State of the Union immediately afterwards with no acknowledgement whatsoever, the treatment of Jesse Jackson, and the most notable thing coming from this administration during Black History Month being the Obama memes. I think a lot of us know what it feels like to be unsung. And for us, you got to ask how many years we're going to move this country and remain a ghost. It's like a special kind of magic trick that we do to be the most visible people in the room, the ones that get watched in the corner store, the ones they lock their car doors for, and yet be completely unseen. We're the architects of the culture the world breathes like oxygen, but nobody ever asks who built the house. We're the rhythm in the song everybody's humming, the slang on the tongue of a girl across the ocean who's never met a soul from my neighborhood. Actually, you know what? My neighborhood was pretty milquetoast. I'll be honest. My neighborhood was unseasoned. I'll be honest. Let's go with y'all neighborhood. A woman across the ocean who's never met a soul from your neighborhood. We are the trend, the aesthetic, the vibe. But when the credits roll, our names are written in water. It's like being a foundation. You're under the floorboards, holding up the whole structure, but people walk all over you, dance on you. They feel safe because of you, but they never look down to say thank you. They just admire the view from the window that we helped frame. We've sat in boardrooms where our idea was a suggestion until a man with a different tan said it louder, and then suddenly it was innovation. In fact, I think this administration has been built on dismantling everything Obama did and then putting together something similar, but way worse. I've seen our history tucked into the back of the book, a footnote in a chapter written by someone who wasn't even there. It's exhausting being a masterpiece that everyone wants to own, but nobody wants to credit. But here's the thing about being unrecognized. Just because you don't see the wind doesn't mean it isn't moving the trees. We've been the pulse of this world since the first heartbeat. You can look away. You can keep your eyes fixed on the ceiling. You can pretend the light just happened to turn on by itself. But we all know who flipped the switch. We've always known. We see you.